So generally, if you have a small business, I would say a small would be maybe 1 to 4 employees, potentially 5. I would say that it's time to outsource that payroll. Usually, depending on if you're weekly or bi-weekly, it can become a lot for that one person to manage, because essentially you're collecting timesheets and putting in payroll Mondays and Tuesdays, making sure everybody is processed and paid by Thursday for that direct deposit on Friday. But it really only leaves you 2 days of work for your actual job outside of payroll. If you don't have one designated person that only does payroll, it's time to kind of move on and give that to somebody else or another company that can help you, so that that person, if it's your HR person or your admin person, they can focus on those more HR responsibilities and administrative tasks than being bogged down with payroll on a weekly basis. There are a lot of different softwares that you can use for payroll and for different businesses. I think it's really going to depend on what you need out of that system. If you just need standard payroll processing, you could probably go with like a small business, QuickBooks, ADP, something like that, that's going to really just do the payroll processing for you. Now, if you have more intense job costing and things that need to be allocated by project and to customers, you want to make sure that your system is going to have some type of record keeping, where if you're paying something out, you can assign it to a job code so that you're able to bill back that customer. So I think the biggest thing when you're looking for payroll software is to figure out what your business needs, how and if you need to bill back, and what those softwares can offer you as far as job costing, payroll reporting. Is it going to file my taxes for me? Am I going to have to do that in an outside system? You really want to find an all-in-one payroll provider where you can do payroll, and once you hit that submit button, you know that your taxes are going to be paid, your employees are going to be paid, and everything's going to run through smoothly. You don't necessarily want something where, for example, if I just want a Venmo for now until I figure out a payroll, you then still have to figure out how to pay those taxes. So you really want to ensure that you find a software that is quick and easy processing, can process both live and direct deposits, will handle your tax filing, and if you need job costing, you really want to integrate that as well. If you have more than 5 employees, I think that payroll needs to be outsourced. If your tax liability, no matter how many employees you have, if your tax liability is over $25,000 a week, then you want to make sure that you outsource that, because then you want to make sure that your tax payments are done in a timely fashion. If you don't have one designated person that all they do is payroll, you need to outsource it. Having an admin or HR person do payroll as well as their job, it's going to be really hard for them to keep on top of it and in tune with both. I think having a smooth process for payroll with as little hiccups as possible is key to keeping employees happy and retaining those employees. You don't want to have issues on check date, or maybe you're having cash flows issue this week, so you have to issue all live checks instead of direct deposits. Having timely, accurate payroll reporting to employees is very important for retention. If employees aren't getting paid on time or they're getting paid late, maybe it becomes an issue of funding. It really doesn't drive or motivate those employees to stay, because employees want to feel appreciated and valued, and when they're not paid, that's when they feel not valued and not appreciated.